Hello, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. Today, we're going to review our 2019 travel schedule. All right, so I'm Scott.
Hello, I'm Marie.
And this is our schedule for 2019. So we're going to start with our bike rides and bike reviews. And our first ride is going to be where, Marie?
Route 6, Wellsboro, PA.
So Route 6 is a ride along northern Pennsylvania, goes east-west, and it's through very picturesque mountains, and there's a famous Wellsboro diner up there we're going to check out. So that's going to be one of our big rides this year. Many of you have heard of the Tail of the Dragon. Well, Marie, where are we going?
PA, Tail of the Dragon.
So Route 125, about an hour north of where we live, is the PA Tail of the Dragon with lots of turns and twists, etc. So we're going to do that ride this year and tie that into a famous place we like to eat called Buddy's Log Cabin up near Pine Grove. The next ride, we're going to stay close to home. And this was actually suggested to me by someone who lives in the Florida Keys. Where are we going to ride?
Pagoda Run.
So we're not actually going to run, we're going to ride the motorcycles. But the Pagoda is building a structure that's on top of Mount Penn near Reading, Pennsylvania. And there's lots of twists and turns on that ride up to the Pagoda. So we're going to do that for you. Then we're going to head a little further from home. And where are we going to head, Marie?
Skyline Drive.
In Virginia. So Skyline Drive is kind of the beginning of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's Route 125. Check that. It's Skyline Drive. And it's about a 100-mile ride. So that's a really picturesque ride that we want to do. And then we're also going to head north to Vermont. To where?
Did you ever hear of a sugar bush? Sugar bush. Sugar Bush, Vermont.
So Sugar Bush, Vermont has the Route 100 byway, and that's another very picturesque ride up near the White Mountain and Green Mountains, so near Lake Champlain. So we're going to do a nice motorcycle ride up through there. And remember, throughout 2019 on these rides, Marie will be getting used to her Sportster 1200 low. So this will be the first year for her riding that bike. So let's move on to boating and fishing, Marie.
Boating and fishing.
So where's the first place we're going to go?
Chesapeake Bay, of course.
So we love fishing on the Chesapeake Bay. We had a property down there for years. So we're going to take the Mako down there and do a little fishing, and we're going to take you with us. So after the Chesapeake Bay, we're headed to a lake. What's the name of that lake, Marie?
Conowesque?
That's correct. It's the
Lake.
Conowesque Lake. It's in northern central Pennsylvania near Tioga County. So we're going to head up there. You might see a video, a 2-minute video of my dad fishing from the pier, but we're going to put the boat in there and see what's out in deeper water. And while we're up there in the north, what's the next lake we're going to hit?
Hammond Lake.
Hammond Lake. So Hammond Lake is another 1,200-acre lake or so up in the northern central part of Pennsylvania in Tioga County. So we're going to drop the Mako in on that. It's unlimited horsepower, so we can go in there with the Mako, and we're going to fish that lake. And also, while we're in the north, we have one other lake we want to try. What's the name of that lake, Marie?
Tioga Reservoir.
So the Tioga Reservoir is actually connected to Hammond Lake, but you can't go from one lake to the other. We have to pull the boat out and then put it in a different ramp. So that'll be a completely separate trip when we go to the Tioga Reservoir. And I heard there's walleye towards the bottom of that, so we'll try for some walleye in there. So those are the 3 lakes in northern central Pennsylvania that we're going to go. And then where else are we going to head?
Of course, Key West. We can't miss the Key West and Lower Keys.
So down in Key West, we're going to jump on a Maverick, a small boat to do the skinny water. And then later in the year, we're going to head back down there and get on a ProCat 2650 to do a little reef fishing and wreck fishing. So those are the 2 trips we have planned for Florida, Key West, and the Lower Keys. And where else are we headed, Marie?
Leaser Lake.
Yeah. Leaser Lake is a no gas powered engine lake. So we'll be taking our kayaks there and fishing on Leaser Lake. Leaser Lake is it's about an hour from where we live. So it's not a terribly far drive with the kayaks, but it does look like a great lake to fish. So we're going to go up there and try that out. So once we have experience with the kayaks on Leicester Lake, where are we going to take them?
Take them to Sunfish Pond, of course.
So up at Sunfish Pond, we can't use motor, so we will take the kayaks there, but that has some great fish in it, including a trout. I used to fish there. I fished there a long time ago as a kid, and my dad used to love fishing there. So we're going to check out Sunfish Pond. And then our final planned fishing trip that we have is up there in Vermont. We're going to do that motorcycle ride. Where are we headed, Marie?
The Champagne place, right?
Well,
Lake
Champlain.
Oh.
So Marie was excited when she heard there was a lake filled with champagne. However, it's Lake Champlain. So she might have a glass of champagne while we fish on Lake Champlain.
Or two.
On that lake, I'm really interested in fishing for small and largemouth bass in the middle to lower section. And finally, for our bivouacs, this is camps, parks, and travel. We got a few places that we have to mention. Of course, first is Key West. We stay at the Naval Air Station in Key West. Now this year, Marie will not be with me on that trip. I'll be with my dad and some of my brothers and friends. However, next January, she will be fishing in Key West with me. And of course, up at Vermont, we are going to stay at the Sugarbush Resort, which is a resort town. Has lots of condos that are really inexpensive to rent in the summertime because it's a ski town. So everybody abandons that place when the snow melts, except people like us who like to fish. So we'll bring that to you. And then also, when we're doing that ride on Skyline Drive in Virginia, we'll be staying at a campground down there. We haven't selected that yet, but that will be another campground review that we'll do with you and take you along. Locally, we got a couple spots. Now, if you'll watch that video where I turned the motorcycle trailer into a camper, we did that just recently, so we haven't camped in it yet. So we are going to do a Shakedown camp trip in the KOA Allentown, which is about 40 minutes from here.
What's a shakedown?
Shakedown is when we just go to see, you know, what we forgot to do, what we need to buy, things that we need. Is there something we have to do differently when we set up or take it down? So we want to, make sure we're close by when we check everything out. Once we do that and we get those other things, we're going to take it to the KOA in New Holland and Lancaster. Again, it's only a half hour to 40 minutes away, and we'll check it again to make sure we have everything running like we want it to. And then we'll continue to add to our state park reviews. The two we have scheduled so far, we may do more, but the two we have scheduled so far are Pagoda State Park, which is in the central south section of Pennsylvania in Hanover, PA. And then we'll also go to Gifford Pinchot State Park, which is in northern York County, which is south of here, about 2 hours, in Lewisberry, PA. Now, those parks, there are some lakes there that we can take the kayaks with us, but we'll also take the motorcycle. So we might get some motorcycle rides out of that. And then when we're up doing those northern central lakes that we talked about, Conowesque and Tioga and Hammond, we'll be staying at Three Rings Camp. What's Three Rings Camp, Marie?
Our cabin.
Exactly.
Tioga County.
Tioga.
Not Tioga.
That's like a pierogi. Tioga County. So Three Rings Camp is a camp that we built. There's a video on that if you want to check that out. And we'll be up there working out of that home base. Also, when we do that Route 6 Wellsboro ride, we'll be based out of our camp. So that is what we have planned for you. So if you folks want to come with us, Marie, what should they do?
Subscribe first.
So subscribe, it's free. It helps us out a lot. And if you want to be notified when we put up a new video, what should they do?
Ring the bell.
Because that'll give you immediate notification when we do that. And if you watch these videos and you like them, what could they do to help?
Thumbs up.
So give that video a thumbs up. So subscribe, ring the bell for notification, and give the video a thumbs up. But more important than all of that, make sure you go have some fun out there. Thanks for watching. That's a wrap, baby.